Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good night to you all. Hope you all had a lovely day. To fix my things. It's flag time, part 2, because I have only been doing flags. Only flags. I haven't been productive, but when I have been, it's only been flags. Because I'm basically still, I'm basically waiting for the next World Anvil Challenge to actually do any writing again, because I believe the next one is on the weekend, like at like 7 a.m. my time on Sunday, as is typical for being an Australian. The heathen Southerners, we don't get things at a reasonable hour, or something like that. I think it's this weekend, and it's just the month-long, like, one article thing, not another 30-day thing. But I'm basically like, I'm not gonna do any articles until we get the challenge and we find out what it is. And hopefully it's one I can actually answer this time. Because sometimes there'll be a month challenge and I'm just like, huh? What? What is that? So you don't always win, unfortunately. But before I begin working on any new flags, I figure I should show the ones that I finished after the stream on Saturday. So this is the last flag I was working on, I'm pretty sure, for Gazego Ajedzi. And this was the final kind of like design I came up with. I think it's neat. Square flags are really hard to do. Then after that one, I went on to do, I need to turn that to invisible. There's a lot of layers here. You can't even see them, but trust me, there are a lot of layers. Then I worked on Venutiku. So Venutiku is a country on the complete opposite side of the world. It's the one located, I think, all the way up here, actually. So while Gazego is actually right there. They're in the same place. I forgot. So those two are in the same place. So I worked on the Venutiku flag, and this is what I came up with for that. I thought that was neat. I thought it was interesting, because, it's another country with mountain in its name, and I just kind of gave up a little bit. A little. Then the next one, which number is that? That is Muhapasin 7. Wrong page. Here we go. Muhapasin 7. And then I worked on Muhapasin, which is, I believe, this long country here. And so I gave them a flag. And I was having a lot of difficulty with their flag because, unfortunately, I'm honestly not that good at using this program, especially to do anything that involves curves. Curves are really hard, and I'm bad at them. And so I'm trying to basically think of any way around using curves that I can't just like make with circles. And I actually, at one point, because I had a headache, I was like, oh, I'll do it on paper instead. And I did a couple of sketches for ideas, and you can see how this design here kind of became what's on screen. The gist came across. And that was on, I want to say Monday I finished that one, which was yesterday. Yeah, I finished that one on Monday at like 3:40. Because what else are you going to do, really? What better time to finish a flag than at 3:40 on a Monday? And then, I was starting to work on other flags. You can see some of the sketches of the other flags because I was working on a pair of countries, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do both their flags at once. Because I rolled one of them, and I went, oh, okay, I'll do both of them at once. And then that has not... I mean, there's a lot of flags, and I'm not super happy with any of them at the moment. Like, some of them I like, but part of my issue is I need to figure out what, like, the the common thread is, because, you know, they're paired countries, and I don't even know what their history is, which I probably should figure out before I give them flags, because they're so intertwined, because they're literally a pair. That's kind of the point. The assumption is that at some point in the past there was a war between them, and then there was a war and they split in half, which is why there's two of them. But I don't know what the context for that was, and I don't know what the country was prior to the split, and that's not really been helpful. So even though I have all like these neat sketches of flags, I'm like, I'm probably gonna need to sort of step back from the Arbiarden flags and work on them a little bit later, I think. I think they're gonna be a later thing. Maybe I'll like double back to them. So like I have added to the expanding background of the document. This is the list that I've been working with for naming it, for figuring out the flags of each country, and also what proportion they're supposed to use. Because, you know, some regions use different proportions in their flags than others. So, like, you can see that Gazego Jedzi and Schöne Urogla both use 1 by 1, so square flags. Then there's a bunch of countries that use 1-2. Why is now Tahid 1-2? I might need to check on that one. I don't remember why. I don't think that's supposed to be 1-2. Where'd my other note for that go? It's a physical note. Did I put Tahid 1-2? No, that's not meant to be 1-2. Okay, that's good. I don't know why I put 1-2 down for now Tahid. Oops. Like, you know, like there is a general there is a logic to which countries have which proportion of flag based on their history, and the assumption that like each proportion originates from a different place and then spreads out through influence. Sort of similar to how like a lot of flags that have cantons, the sort of like the Union Jack on the Australian flag, how that's, you know, in the top left corner of it. A lot of flags that have that top left canton are ones which were either British colonies and literally have the Union Jack in the canton, or they're American related countries or inspired by America in some capacity. Because America also has a canton in its flag, the 50 stars, which they were inspired to put there because of the Union Jack, I guess. I don't know, man. Shit's whack. And so, like, a lot of flags that have cantons you can directly trace to either Britain or America. So I guess ultimately true Britain. So this stuff sort of like that is the kind of reasoning. So like the 1-2 flag comes from a specific empire. The 5-9 also a specific empire or big kingdom. And the 1-1 is just an elf thing, but presumably has a similar kind of history to it. Because the other elf flags don't have that. Because these two have 1-1 and the other 3 don't. Which is weird. But that's because one of them didn't have a flag until they met people who used 1-2 and went, oh, okay, we'll make a 1-2 flag. And then they did. And so they have a long flag. That's the Xianhou League. Who I think I've actually showed their flag on screen on stream before, but that was probably back in like June. So, oops. So yeah. So I've been working on, so Arbiarden is the pair up here. This part here, that's just the language that they speak, or like the extremely broad cultural group they fall into, which is perhaps why you can see that they're no longer in one country, because there's a division here. Culture, baby. And then, you know, so I've got name, rough language group, especially if it's confusing, like where this country has 2 connections, and so does like this one all the way down here. Proportion, and then what the name means in Conlang bullshit, because they're all Conlang shenanigans. And then there's the which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. And so I was working on the Arbian pair for the last couple days, and that's not gone well. This mouse is probably out of battery, which is not helpful. That's why it keeps doing weird shit. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Arbian pair for the minute, because I don't think I'll get anywhere. And that'll be boring to watch if I just sit here twiddling my thumbs for an hour or 2 hours or whatever. So instead, where have my dice gone? Where did I put my dice in all this? Okay. So instead, we are going to roll a d20 again. When I find it. Oh, it's all the way down the bottom. This one's hiding. I think I was using this for a different thing. This is a different dice from what I used last on Saturday. So different results, perhaps? Who knows? I'm gonna open the notepad on the screen though so I can see it. There we go. Okay, now it's bright white in my face. Ugh. Scroll off that so that it's not my face. Now my face is red. Hell yeah. Okay, we're gonna go back up to the top. And then we're going to roll the dice. That was basically a draw. I'm not happy with that. 8 is Kuviana. Okay, so we're saying in like the northeast then. Because Kuviana is this country here, this side of the island. So the square flag from earlier is here. The yellow flag from earlier is this country. And now Kuviana is here. Now I remember, I think there was a thing where I wasn't sure which size they would use. Which is not helpful because the two options for Kuviana are either 2-3, which is the kind of standard size that I'm using. And like you can kind of see the square here. The default page size that I'm using is 2-3. Which is, in this case, 800 by 12. And so 8 by 12. And then 5-9 is like, what, 8 by 18 or something? The hell is 5-9? I don't even know what that is. Where's the 159 flag on this list? Oh, there's 2 of them, aren't there? Yeah, boy. I'm pretty sure this is like a really weird measurement. Details. 1440. 8 by 1440. Which is a really awkward measurement to use. And for, like with the grid especially, because my grid is 100 by 100 squares. You can't really see the grid very well because it's not a great color against grey, but I have it divided into 100 by 100, so 1440 does not really fit into that, so sometimes the filling out of shapes gets a little bit weird. But we'll figure something out. We'll get there. I am going to, before I start Kuviana, I am going to scroll all the way down here and turn off this layer because I don't need it at the moment. And if I do 5 by 9, it'll make that. Having the back layer will make exporting the 5 by 9s harder. So we're going to put Kuviana in. We are now beginning. Oh shit. That probably sounded awful. I forgot I was that close to the desk. Oopsie daisies. I need desks that don't have there's an entire drawer down here and I don't even know what's in this. Hold on. What's in here? That's a pencil case, a ruler. Oh, there's a ruler. Oh, there's a couple of watch bands in here. That's a little bit weird, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not entirely sure why there are watch bands. Craft scissors, glue stick. There's a lot of weird shit in there, man. A charger for something. I don't even know what the charger for, man. Jeez, alright. In case you couldn't tell, this technically isn't my desk. Even though I've been here for, you know... I've been in this room for like a month straight, but I've been using it for streams since June, so, it is, not my desk, technically, so it's full of shit that I don't know about. It was covered in shit that I didn't know about, but I've gotten rid of most of that. Because it was on top of things, and it was in the way. Anyway, let us... Okay, so I guess first things off. So Kuviana, the name Kuviana means blessed country. In like a divine sense, I do believe. You know, very holier than thou-y kind of stuff. And they're also known to be weird in the sense that they have attempted to conquer the mainland a couple times. They're a bit up themselves. And I think probably an important fact about them that I think has come up in an article. I believe in the Northwest Pact article I mentioned that Kuviana is very old. It's a very old country. But, except, there is a bit of an interregnum at some point. I believe... I do have a historical entry for it. Yes! They were a powerful kingdom that had basically been in charge of the North for ages. And then they got attacked by an Eastern power, which is a kind of place I've also written about, which is the Kingdom of High Dust. They're currently a pirate republic, but that's technically a separate group. Technically, it's a separate country now that's a pirate republic. But they got attacked by Dust, and then their monarchy got captured and executed, and that was kind of the end of that. And they disappeared off into the void for like 200 years, and the country did not exist for that span of time. It just was not a thing. And so that fact makes the flag kind of difficult for design in terms of like shenanigans. Because, I mean, first of all, I don't know when it was made, but it definitely is from like, I want to say, well, okay, so it existed at the time that the Erisseril Empire fell, which is the flag that propagated the 1-2 measurement, like the long flags. They were around then, and then they, like 200 years after that, they got executed, and then they then they get, like, you know, they got executed, and then the country didn't exist for at least 200 years at that point. And then once the collision happened, they kind of brought themselves back from the dead a little bit. Which is fine. But, so if the current flag, the flag that they currently use, like at the moment, still use it, then if that flag derives from a let's call it interregnum period. If the flag is basically just the pre-interregnum flag, then it's probably 2x3. Or in this case, 8x12. That's the proportion we use. If the flag derives from a post-interregnum flag, which is to say, it's just the post-interregnum flag, then it could either be 5-9 or 2-3, depending on how they want to word their independence. It's probably 2-3 in that context, just based on how that socio-political works and how the country next to them uses, I think 2-3 as well. I don't think I ever tried 5-9 with the NTQ flag. I don't think I want to, because that sounds like a mess. No, so that one's 2-3 as well. So they're probably all 2-3, which means there's something like 2 countries that use 5-9. That's kind of disappointing. Oh, there's a couple. There's a handful of them. It's fine. So we'll say the flag is 2-3, but then there is still the possibility that things would have changed during the interregnum. So there might be a sort of pre-interregnum version of the flag in a sense, and then there's the post-interregnum, which is what they currently use. And because there's 200 years of time in between that, they could be almost completely discontinuous. Like, in the sense that there's basically no connection between them beyond the fact that it's been used by the same group of monarchists for 200 years. There's probably a logical step that they followed, but the end result looks nothing like the old Kuovianan flag. I'm not wouldn't necessarily design both of them anyway. It's just a matter of considering the kind of imagery that would be considered important in either period. Because the kinds of things that pre-interregnum Kuoviana and post-interregnum Kuoviana think about themselves would be different, right? They would have different things that they prioritize, different things that they, hold important in terms of their international image. Because, for example, the pre-interregnum flag would probably have no reference or mention of the whole Erisaril thing when Kuoviana beat Erisaril, kicked their ass. It was great. It would probably have more emphasis to a earlier time before that they were called upon to be seafaring cool warriors kicking the ass of a bunch of landlocked douchebags. So it might be a more peaceful flag, for lack of a better phrase. A lot more chill. There's not really an aggressiveness of the flag in terms of the kind of imagery that it has on show. But if it's post-interregnum Kuoviana, in the time between the old flag being made and the end of the interregnum, which is I think 600 years of time, you would get so there's the Erisaril conquest, there's the interregnum, and then there's fighting against the control of this invading country that took over your land and stuff. So there's a lot more war shit going on in that time that they may want to incorporate into their flag in some way, whether it be if it was a tricolor, maybe making it a quad color and adding a fourth stripe to mean something else, to add in that war shit, or changing the colors, or just having a completely different flag that has different symbolism but still keeps still refers to the fact that the country is blessed and divine and shit, but in a different way, I guess. There's a couple of ways you could take it, is all I'm saying. It's a complicated flag. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing some historical details because I can't read for shit. I don't know where they've gone. Because I'm positive that I've put this in detail somewhere, but I don't know. Because it's in I think I mentioned it. No, yeah, prior to its collapse in 88 renewal, 644 years ago. Yes. That's the same thing though. It's a whole mess, essentially. It's a little bit of a mess. Things are a mess. Things are a mess. Cool. Stuff. Things going on. Things occurring. So, it kind of depends. Because, especially, one thing that might happen if it's post-interregnum, is they might not use black or white very much. Which is difficult to say out loud, because flags goddamn love black and white. Holy shit. But, well, the flag of the country that conquered them is literally just black and white. That is all it is. I don't have it on hand, but you're gonna have to trust me. It's this flag, but in white instead of red. That was the flag of the country that kicked their ass. And so, they might avoid white and black, that kind of shit, you know? Just to make it difficult for me. It kind of depends. I'm trying to think of either what colors I haven't used too much, or what colors make the most sense. And I've used a lot of blue, but that's kind of not... You can't do a whole lot about not using blue. Blue is like... You know, I'm not going to use black or white. Using blue is usually the next staple, followed by red. So if you're using neither of those, then holy shit. You know? That's just crazy. That's not the word I want to use. Just a little bit silly. Like, I have a green and yellow flag, but it also has white and black on it. So, I haven't got a single flag that does not have black, white, red, or blue on it. They all have one of those colors on it. The closest is like... What is the closest flag that doesn't have those colors? Probably the Ryumburi flag, which is literally just 90% purple, 10% white. Listen, they're good colors for a reason. There's one that's only yellow and black. That kind of counts. Who knows, man? So... If it's pre-interregnum, pre-war, pre-all that shit, then their sole objective is basically just divinity. And I guess the question is, what... So the one thing about divinity is that in Tiumara, there, in terms of, like, flag bullshit, there is, like, 3 ways that you can divide up the pantheon in terms of a number to use. So there's 4, which is where you use, like, the 4 main gods, which are charity, justice, knowledge, and balance. I think it's wisdom, not knowledge. Oops. The second way is 8, which is where you divide each of those previous gods in half. So, you know, justice becomes mercy and vengeance. Then there's solidarity and independence. There's structure and change. And then there's... I think it's knowledge and experience. I think that's the 8. And then the third way to divide them is to literally just count all of them, which actually comes to 13, because there's a 13th member who you don't usually depict on her own, which is the head of the pantheon, of which all the others derive. And so, like, those are the ways. 4, 8, or 13. No one does 12, because it would be kind of weird. I mean, you could do 12, because then it's like, you know, the star as a whole equals 1, but actually that probably makes more sense. You could do that. So there's 4 ways. You know, 4, 8, 12, 13. Technically, you know, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12, 13, etc. But, that's nonsense stuff. So, you could start literally with just like a 12-pointed flag. Not in that color. That color is disgusting. But, like, that could just be the main thing of their flag. It's just 12-pointed star. Not especially unique. Kind of boring if that's the sole element. There are other flags that are similarly just like a star on a bedsheet. Kind of. I mean, Muhapacine's was technically an 8-pointed star with some extra shit. Lethusi's, I don't even remember how many goddamn spokes is on that thing. Like 24? Dude. That shit's got a lot of spokes. And then, like, Ryumburi from last week was an 8-pointed flower. Lots of stars is the point. Stars for days. Just stars just out of the goddamn sky, just everywhere. We could probably, I'm gonna say it's 2, 3. You could just go for like, if you don't want to use black, white, blue, or red, good luck with that. Because green and yellow would look ugly in this context, so I don't think that would actually work. You can go for purple, I guess. Like a dusky purple. It's not really a dusky purple, but it's kind of cute, though. Get real shit. Thing is, they probably would not have that color. There is almost no way the country in question had access to that kind of yellow. Because they're a goddamn icy nation. You do not have the... You don't got the flowers for it. You don't have the seashells to break up to make that kind of color. So cool as that is, that's probably not going to work. You can't do purple. So you're going to have to pick one of the main colors and use that. At some point, I'm going to use one of them. And you could start with that kind of very, very basic design concept. Just a 12-pointed star. That's the main thing we're working with. You then go from there to decide what kind of colors you use, what kind of composition you go for. So maybe what they do is they go for a nice kind of blue. That's probably, well, that could work on its own. Nice kind of blue. And then head back, grab light 12, make it a little bit smaller. And then what they do is actually put it off center. Maybe they do not put it into the center of the flag. Maybe they put it like that, a little bit smaller. And then you could also maybe do shit like this. That's not even half. Hey, hello? Let me have half. Are you doing things properly? Bro. Oh, it's doing a bunch of midpoint bullshit. I hate when it does a bunch of midpoint bullshit. I'm in charge of when it does midpoint bullshit, but that doesn't mean I'm good at it. I'm not good at this program. You could kind of get something like that. Which isn't awful. I think I actually might have preferred it when it was like that. I might have preferred it when it was... Okay, yes. Hello? Are you gonna get to the point that you were in before? What is it doing? Please stop. Stop it. Thank you. You got kind of something like that. In which the star is obviously the divinities, the blue is the sky, and the white is the ground or something. Icy country. It'd be like that. Try that one. That's one version of it. Then, like, you know, you have the basic design elements, and then you start throwing them around, making them a little bit funky, a little bit spicy. Okay, let's try... I didn't hate that one. That doesn't look awful. It might need a little bit more to it, though. My worry is I basically don't want to use white... I don't want to use white, blue, and black as a combo. Even though we all know very good color combination. But I have an amount of flags that use that exact color combo in some capacity. Like, currently, there's Gazego Ajedzi from before, the pillar one. There's Idwavia, which is a different shade of blue, but still blue. There's Kasei Fortin, which uses a more teal than blue, but guess what? It counts. Then there's Nimuji, also teal. Different shade of teal, but also, you know, blue, white, and black. Zechalavuz, blue, white, and black. And then Prisufons, blue, white, and black. There's a lot of ones that are just blue, white, and black. And there's also Glinzu Chol, which is its own unique shade of blue. But it is still blue, white, and black. And you may have seen Glinzu Chol on the list. I'm probably going to change its flag, but I might keep its color scheme. Because it has that color scheme for a reason. Because it's directly derived from something. And so I guess what I'm saying is I don't want to use that color combo again. I've used it too many times. I can't do it. I've used it too frequently. It's such a good color combo, but then my flags will all look samey, and well, they won't look samey, but they'll look like they're all related to each other, and most of them aren't. Most of them are completely separate and unrelated flags that were created independently and just look the same because I'm not good at making flags that look different. So, oops. I think what would be a good color for the background? Well, I mean, you could just go black and white, but then that has the issue of being weird given the context of the invasion later on. So I feel like if it had just been a black and white flag, they would have changed it. How about you pick an image instead of blue and just do blue and black? Maybe? So do like, well, I really do want to avoid blue, I think. I think I've used blue more than any other color. It's blue and red are the main colors, and that's a little annoying. But of course the issue is, well, I guess it's blessed. It doesn't have to be icy. The other one has to be icy because it's literally called Dark Ice Country, but that's its own problem. That country has its own shit to deal with. I don't have to deal with that country right now. So I guess... I think... shit. What color did I use for the thing again? Cosmology? Is that the question? Yes, okay. So at some point, I assigned the world as a whole a color. Kind of. And I think the color that it technically is either orange or green. I don't actually remember which. I actually don't know. Is that in the intro article? Did I specify? I don't think I specified. Because it was originally purple, and then I changed my mind because I was doing something with the color wheel. Which probably kind of looks like shit, but I mean, hey, man, it'd be like that. So it's either green or orange. That's it. That's all I know. That's all I know. And so maybe we just go for green because there's less green flags overall. Maybe we just go for green. Let's pick a nice shade of green in here from our list. Green's not awful. Well, green obviously isn't awful. I like green. I don't like like this green, which, holy shit. My soul aches. That's why I turned off the clipping so it didn't click properly. Like, oh boy, that is... my eyeballs. Get a bit darker though. You don't want it to be too dark. I hate that the one screen is different color temperature though. I can't really change. I can technically change that, but not by much. Now I think this exact shade of green I've used somewhere, which is a little bit frustrating because it is a nice shade of green, like this one here. I think I used this for... oh no, I've used different shades of green. Okay, so those two are the same. Those are different. Those are the same? I've used a lot of shades of green. One of them has two different shades in its flag. That's its own problem. And that's a different shade. I've used a couple of shades of green. Okay. But it could also be nice to maybe use a dark shade of green. Maybe to differentiate it a little bit more. Go for like a fairly dark color. And that can create some ties something later as well. That could help justify why another country has a green border on its flag. Possibly. I don't know. Because the only country with a border, which I'm pronouncing weird because I'm pretty sure that they use the French spelling of border in vexillology. And I can't pronounce French even normally, so border. Border. I can't do the uvular R. I can't do normal R half the time. As told by the fact I said half the time. You could possibly, if you wanted to go that if we wanted to go for the angle that the border was important. We wanted to go for the angle that the border was important. Gonna pull some weird shit. To make a border that doesn't have like 50 parts to it. You do something like that. And that ties into a flag that has a very similar layout. That possibly doesn't make a whole lot of sense in context, considering that the country in question has a very, I believe, different language name entirely? Wait, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Maybe that is a connection. Maybe that is a legitimate connection that they have. I'm not sure. You know, we're basically doing this on the fly. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. I think it reminds me of, there's a flag this looks like, I'm pretty sure. Not in the world, just in real life. I mean, I think there's a flag this is similar to. I think I'm thinking of, like, I don't know, Libya or something. Green. The flag is just green. It used to be just green. Something like that. I don't like the shade. I don't hate the shade of green either. So that's like the dark. It's the darkest blue one. Oh wait, no, it's not. What is it? Come on, you. Second darkest or third darkest shade of that one. I won't remember that. But I do like that color, so we'll keep that one moving forward. Add layer. Keep down to 4. Oh no, it's like this side. Alright, green's back, baby. Now, you could... You could also stick the star inside of something. Stick the star in a thing. Like a sun, for example. Stick the star in the sun. What could go wrong? The sun is a star. It all comes together. Nope, that won't work. Nope, that wasn't what I meant to do. Help. No. No wonder, I hit F12. No, I remember making this mistake before. I remember making this exact same this exact mistake before. I remember it. I remember my folly. Oops. Whoops daisies. It'd be like that sometimes. You can't put the 12 in the white circle. Doesn't work. Not as a black star, at any rate. You can't put the black star in the white circle. Doesn't work. This desk has too much shit on it. Help. How do I move the flag shit? Further away. Give myself more space. More room for activities. Here we go. Sure. You can go. Just rearrange the desk. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so that didn't work. That did not function. And we can't do a star with a circle in it because then that's going to look almost identical to a different flag elsewhere, unfortunately. I could just do it as a pale, which is when you put the shit in the middle. Kind of green Canada going on here. And then you put the black star in it, and it doesn't look too bad there. Not at 600 though, maybe 500. Because that way it kind of... It's fairly basic, but it's also quite old. So it kind of makes sense for an older flag to be fairly basic, especially if they've kept it so long. And so in this case, the green is like, you know, stuff. Now, it could also be orange, but I guess I need to just pick one. In terms of which thing it was. Did I close the tab? Seriously? Where'd I put it? No, no, it's still there. Okay. I think it was actually orange. I think the world was supposed to be orange. I think this world is orange. And the green's a highlight because of reasons. And then purple is the third color, and that's because of different reasons. It's obviously not a symbolism that comes up everywhere, but it is in some places. Specifically, like right in here. Oh, these oranges are kind of ugly. It gets very much into brown at this point. Plus, I guess the thing is, I feel like green dye is probably easier to get, but that is not necessarily a belief that holds up to scrutiny. How common is green dye? Not in Minecraft. Not in Minecraft. Not a green dye in Minecraft. No, because I mean... Like, there are some plants that just give you green dye. Some plants just give that to you. So I feel like it shouldn't be too hard. In comparison to, like, orange, specifically because it's a country in a colder part of the world. So the shrub life is already fairly sparse. Not like complete ice desert shit, but like fairly sparse. Still a bit more like tundra-y. Or I guess like a taiga, maybe. No, it's a bit sparse, but there is still trees and shrubbery and stuff. There's just not a lot of it. And so green is doable, orange is a little bit harder to do unless you have a specific plant that does the thing. So I feel like green, white, and black are a fairly viable color combo. So I feel like they work. I exported this one, right? Yes, I did. Okay, so we have that. Oh god, it looks wild when I flip between the two. God damn it, stop doing that. Alright. So then we do another one. Do another one. And another one. Another one. That green out here. It's a nice green. I think it's a nice green. I guess what else could you really do with green, white, and black with this design feature? Stop doing that. You can also do canton stuff. Now, as far as I can recall, there's only one country that actually has a canton. Like an actual canton chunk. And technically that's a subsidiary country, and that's why it has that canton. It's using the flag of its overseeing power as a canton, similar to how the Australian flag is. It has the Union Jack in the top left because we used to be British. That's the whole point. Same with New Zealand, same with a whole bunch of Pacific Island nations. It's an ugly choice that we're stuck with until we make a new flag. But you can just have a canton. You're allowed to just have one as a thing to do if you want. It's not common, but you can have it. And for like, I think that's a quarter. It's a third. That's a third. Okay. It's a third size, and then you chuck a tundi in there. You try to put it in the middle without getting the cusp node stuck. I think that's actually in the middle. Technically, that doesn't feel like... Nah, it's in the middle. It's not quite in the middle. It needs to be actually like that, and then I think it's... Why is it 80? Why would it be 80? It's 300 across. Wouldn't it be like... 100? Yeah. Jesus. Cusp nodes, man, they're wild. Maybe you do something like that. And then, the question is, what do you put in the field? And you could possibly go for, I guess, what could be considered a very American thing to do, which is where you put a bunch of stripes in it. You can do like, so that's 300. That's only gonna do thirds. Not even. Not even thirds, because it doesn't actually divide that way. I don't know what that is, but guess what? You get to be saved to the collection of mess. You're allowed to be part of the mess club, it's fine. That's normal. Give up my green. I got a shade of green. The base to work from. You could go... I think I've used a saltire once. Have I used a saltire? Have I not used a saltire, actually? Wow. Okay. Weird. I keep trying to use a saltire, and I think it doesn't work most of the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is gonna be a chunk. That's not gonna work, is it? I mean, see, you can't do that. You have to do the 1 by 2 one. You know, it's the 2, 3. It's, you know, the good portion for it. You chuck that bad boy in, you flip it around, you get the green saltire, baby. And then... just put the thing in it. It looks too small like that. I think what it could... you could do 2 out, 2 out. Kind of more like that. And then make it bigger, obviously. You don't just leave that at 200, put that to like 400 or something. Then you will line should be that. Oh god, it's not working. I wasn't quite where I was going with that. No, I keep it with the white. I don't mind that one. That one's kind of cute. Or maybe just mess around with like the diamond bit in the middle and just do the diamond one. No saltire required. Just the diamond. No, Christ. It's not gonna do it, is it? Give up. Okay. Pain in the butt. You don't connect to whatever you connect to whatever you want to at this point. You just go for like that. And that's it. That's all you need. You can make it a little bit bigger. You go for like 700. Get a big diamond. What does the diamond mean? Unclear. Why isn't that actually the size of the page? What? What happened? Oh no. What? Hold on. What? What happened? What are you doing? What the fuck? How did I get that wrong? Hold on. Nope. Okay, I was just weird. It usually loves to connect to shit, so I had no idea it didn't connect. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, you can just try the diamond version with just the diamond. And I think it doesn't look awful. It's fairly simple, but again, old country. It's allowed to be a bit simplistic. It's allowed to not be the most complicated thing imaginable. As opposed to like, there's a country down further on the list whose name means country of red fish, which is going to require me to figure out how to draw a fish in this godforsaken program. And I can think of nothing that I'm going to hate doing more than that. Which is why I'm not doing that one yet. If I roll Wanulba, I'm not doing it. I'm not figuring out how to draw a fish. Not currently. I'll find a SVG somewhere and I'll be like, here's the fish, thank you. I'll just take a fish from somewhere else. Somewhere's gonna have a fish. I don't know if I'm totally sold on the diamond though. I might need a couple more versions just to give it a shot. To see what happens. Can be flexible about this. Okay, it's the correct size. We're good. Correct size. Thank you. Because we did try pale. We didn't try when you put it along this a strip in the middle instead. We did not try that. Maybe what we do is put the thin strips. Maybe they need to be bigger, but not 200. I'm thinking 150. There's gonna be a pain sometimes to position. And then chuck. Oh wait, star in the middle. Something like that, maybe. Think that might work. Again, like simple, but like that's not simple isn't a bad thing. Like one of the tenets of flag design is you want it to be so simple that a child can draw it from memory, which is why I was doing a bunch of the sketches on tiny paper. I don't even know how big that is. Like 3 by 2 centimeters, maybe? Unclear. It's not big. Some of my flags probably technically fail some of the rules of good flags, but some of the flags are allowed to be bad for world building reasons. Some of them. Only some of them. Some of the designs that I've made are not good, which is why I don't use them. But some of them are not good, and I still use them because I'm not a coward. I am committed to making bad flags sometimes. And sure, Kuwaviana could have a shit flag, but I don't reckon they do. I reckon theirs is just very simple, fairly straightforward. And, as long as you're not red-green colorblind, you can probably tell which country it is at a distance. And their flag is different to the similarly laid out flag, because there's another flag that kind of has a similar design, which is this one. Oh god. That one. Use the different, oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. It uses a different shade of green, but it's the same kind of basic principle, except this one's long. This is a long boy. It's one of them long flags. And it's got a really shit arrow on it, but I think it's cute. That's one of the flags that's allowed to be shit. Just because the arrow isn't good. So it's similar to this flag, but they're completely unrelated. They use different shades of green. They have different meanings behind the use of their symbols. And, they stand out. Like, you can tell them apart. And one thing you could also do to change the flag slightly is change how the spokes go. Because you can make it real pointy, which... No. Or you can make it real chubby. Make that a real chubby star. Really chunky. That's a bit too chunky. You can make it basically a circle. Which is kind of fun, to be honest. So is it 5 before, which is, not 5.9, but like 5 is a pretty good measurement. You could possibly go a little bit chunkier. I did kind of like 7. I think at some point I did sort of like, I think it was like 7.2, no, 7.1-ish. Makes it a perfect right angle. Oh, no, okay. Oh, 8. Help. 705, yeah. And that makes it like, no, it makes kind of like perfect right angles, which is kind of fun. So you can try that as well, which I like. I'm gonna split the one as well. I think I actually do like it with the chubbier star, because then it sort of commands a bit more attention. The border one from earlier is also good, so I think it's basically just a toss-up between this long, like this one where it kind of gets slims in the middle, or the one where it's got a black border all the way around the edge. So maybe we should try, I'm going to quickly just rename this one to 8-0 so they line up properly. And so this one will be 3-0 because it's going to have a 3-1 in a minute. So we're going to go back to Kuviana 3, down here. I'm going to give you the same treatment of being 702. Which is close enough to being a right angle, I guess. And we're going to export you as 3-1. Export. And then you have both of them to compare. So basically it would just be a matter of picking between this flag and this flag. Because they're basically the same flag. It's just that it's a matter of, do you have the thicker lines or the thin lines everywhere? I don't know which I prefer. I like both. Both are kind of nice. I'm going to... I need to put an O on my list as well. Not ocean, just an O. It just means yes. God damn it. Yeah. Tweak everything. It's basically just between those two flags, which I both like. I like both. Sorry, words? I can speak words. This is what happens when it's just me freeballing it. I'm not eloquent, unfortunately, which is why I keep saying the wrong words repeatedly. Even when I'm like, I know what I want to say. Say something else. A completely different word. And I mean, that doesn't mean anything in the context. But I like both those flags. I think they're cute. They're very simple, but simple is not bad. Simple is, you know, it's simple. And it allows for, if I ever get more detailed into the history of Kuviana, and which I will at some point when I eventually write about the kingdom, and give the kingdom its article, you know, it gives you room for, like, it's a very simple basis to build from for, like, regional symbols. If there's any, like, regional variants of this flag, like perhaps there's an alternate form of this flag that was used during the interregnum, where they, you know, added stuff to it to symbolize the fact that, you know, shit was happening. Because one thing of this flag, regardless of whether it's using the border or not, is that you can't flip it upside down in distress. Because one thing that you can do with a lot of flags in a bunch of countries is during war times or otherwise rough periods, you flip it upside down. And that's what's called in distress. It's the distress form of the flag. And of course, with this flag, it is symmetrically identical in all four acts. Well, at least not this one, but like this, well, okay, it's technically, well, no, yeah, it is. I think it sells on both. You can flip it horizontal or vertical, and it's identical. It is just completely symmetrical, all ends. And so possibly things that would have happened like during the interregnum period when the kingdom was completely dissolved by the other kingdom is they may have had a variant of this flag that was defaced in some way that symbolized the fact that the country was in distress. A version of the flag that has an upside down variant that can show off that, you know, bad shit be happening. And perhaps that variant's still in use for, like, the royal family or the royal guard or some shit, or like the capital city of Kuviana uses that flag as its flag because it was the city that, you know, rose up and sent the invaders packing. Something like that, I guess. I do need to check something though, because I've mentioned I had to reestablish itself. Okay. I have to check, because I mentioned Kuviana a couple times in the other article. But it doesn't really talk about the history of it as much. I still need to fill out a lot of countries' histories. And a couple of them I don't know anything about them. Like, at all. Like, there's a couple in here I'm like, I don't know what your deal is. I do not know what their deal is. Like, I don't know what Hiye Husewi is doing in there, buddy. Who knows? Whomst knows? It's not me, and I'm the creator here, and I don't know what's going on. Which is normal. This happens a lot. This is just kind of how I roll sometimes. Ah, jeez, but I think maybe we can call that complete, in the sense that there is a... Similar to how, like, before, like, with, even with Gazego Jedzi, where I was like, the direction is clear. The direction that I'm planning to take the flag is clear. It's just a matter of deciding whether I prefer it with a border or just with the line at the bottom and the top. And then possibly making a variant that is used by something. Though I think if I wanted to go for a defaced flag, I might want to export a larger version of this, because the actual, like, it only exports at 1200 by 800 pixels, not huge. Export a larger version of it, and then take it into Clip Studio Paint or Photoshop or whatever, and physically draw on it using my my tablet pen. Might even, like, do a couple of tests if you're doing it on here. Just, like, get the basic gist down and then start scribbling all over it. Who knows, man? The power that I can do whatever, really. So we'll say Kulivian is kind of done, but I'm gonna leave it as an O because that tells me I need to go back and make a choice. So I'm gonna put in 3 or 8. 8. Star is Divines. Green is Universe. Black is Land. Because I have just parsed, just like, actually I can show it, kind of. I scroll right down at the bottom, previous flags, you can, there's more stuff past the O's and X's, there's more on the left, on the right even, and that's where I put the notes about what the flags mean. Ah, Raiders! Stay true! Welcome Raiders from Siobhan's channel. Muffy Quills, North of Goddess. If you're all staying true, being productive, or having fun, or both. We can be both. Hello Dazzly, hello Siobhan. How are you all? I hope you all had a lovely day. And DM, hello! You have missed that in the first hour I managed to finish one flag. Singular flag. Which I guess I can show. The one flag is either this one, or it is this one. I haven't decided which one yet, but I was planning to make the decision off stream. There's no fun, there's only Zool. Well, alright then, I stand corrected, alright. Yeah, there's only Zool. Completely correct. I cannot argue with that. That is ironclad logic. Yeah, so the first is the version that has a thin border around it, and then the second one just has the 2 lines top and bottom. I was gonna pick one of those. But they're so similar that it's just gonna be a matter of, like, I think sleeping on it. But yeah, the second one, I like the second one as well, so it probably will be the second one. But I figured that's something I could just sleep on and then, you know, wake up in the afternoon and go, yes, correct. Because sometimes with flags, it's not a bad idea to just, like, sit on it for a bit. Do a Ghostbusters reference? Can I? Can I do a Ghostbusters reference? Oh, I could do a poll, yeah, I suppose. But I feel like so far, everyone in chat has said they like the second one better. Which is fair. Because using borders in flags is not especially common. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, got it, yeah. Okay, everyone's saying second. Okay. I will add that to the note. Now, I'll probably agree with you all, but I will, like, I'll make my official decision once I have slept. But it will probably be the one with the lines on it. Which is totally fine, because it's a nice looking flag. Like, that's not a bad thing, that's the one we're picking. Because, you know, it's nice. I like it. I like flags. It's a simple flag, but it, you know, it works for what it needs to do. Not every flag needs to have 27 moving parts. But since we finished that flag, we've picked the top 2 contenders to make the flag from. the next step is to pick another flag to work on. Because the list is large. Because now we've done... So I've finished 5 flags, plus this one. There's a duo of flags that I'm not going to work on stream because I'm having difficulty with them and that'll take way too long. And so instead we have to roll for something else. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 flags to do. Say true, better late than never. Totally fair, Bob. You've only been away for like 10, 20 minutes. It's allowed to be, you know, early morning, you're allowed to be slow. The flags are for the different countries in my setting, Author Goddess. Because I made the horrific decision to have like 40 of them. So, for some reason. There's a lot of countries in just the one continent, and I want them to all have flags. And so, Siobhan, number 8 is literally the flag we were just doing. That's literally the flag we were just doing. Because I'm just going off the notepad numbers. I roll a d20 and then it just picks one of the 19. And number 8 was literally the one we just did. Oh, you've been away for 2 hours already. Because you couldn't sleep. Fair enough. Already working. Already work. But it's still early, so it's okay. The country made a flag that was a psychedelic hologram. Ooh. Well, yes, there is 11 yet left, but okay, alright. Okay. I'll pick the 8th on the list of the 11 that are left. So that is, let's go into Notepad. Okay, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the country you picked is Varzachav. A country that's name I can't pronounce, but that's normal. I can't pronounce any of them. That's fine. Call it Varza for short. And then you start calling it like Forza or something. Okay. You can do Varza. I'm just gonna put Varza 1. I'm not gonna type its full name. That's I could do maybe 1 because I don't think I turned it off. Did I? I don't think I turned that off. I could do 1. It tells about the country. Well, okay, that's a lie. I do know at least something about this country, unlike the one I was just doing, where I didn't necessarily know a lot about it, so I was, you know, figuring that out. So with Varzahav, it's a democracy. That's fact 1, is democracy. That doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, but that's what it is. But it used to be a monarchy, which is not unique. But what is unique is that their monarchy was dissolved very peacefully by the king just going, I don't want to be a king anymore. And he just pissed off. he just got out of there, which is pretty great. They are lakeside. They are lakeside people. I don't know. Issues people ask me the questions, and I don't actually know the answers to those questions because my world building is fairly shallow. Varza is this really weirdly shaped country here. Multiple crowns, fish. Well, multiple crowns, no. They wouldn't have crowns on their flag anymore because they're no longer a monarchy, and that would be kind of weird. And they would have only had one crown anyway. Though, one thing they do have, which is kind of unique, is they do have 2 capitals. Because their country is so weirdly shaped. It's this long one here. They have I think this is like the legislative capital is over here, like with the parliament and stuff. They're all over here on the lakeside, which is where the core of the country is. And then they have a judicial capital, like the court and shit, is over here. And I know about this because I wrote about it for summer camp. Technically I wrote about the courthouse, not the city, but I wrote about the courthouse, which is the highest court in the land of Varzahav, and it's on like right here or something. It's a finished flag. I can't draw fancy things anyway. I'm not good enough with this program, and I have that obsessiveness to do things myself. So I can't, I hate having to go online and search for vector images that I can use. So I can't do anything complicated. Oh, I don't know flowers. I don't know flowers. I don't know their industry. I don't know any of these answers. My world building doesn't usually focus on that because I'm not good at world building, even though that's all I do. Even though that's all I do. Most of the answers to those questions are unclear. Straight up don't know. But we have an article showcase, so we can do that instead. And I can just think about it. Oh, that URL is broken. They would definitely fish, yes. But I'm not putting fish on the flag. I can't do fish. That link is super broken, Dazzling. That link does not work. I don't know how I'm supposed to fish. I'm not putting a fish on the flag! That's for a different flag. A different flag has fish on it, because their country name is literally got fish in it. So, well, by Conlang, it literally has the word fish in it. That country has a flag in it, a fish in it. Barzahad does not have a fish in it. Because their name means, like, the land, something about the light of joy, which I don't even know what the hell that means. It's very poetic. Fancy. I guess. Unclear. I think I might know what's wrong with this link. Good W? Okay, I fixed the link. Dazzly, I was able to fix the link. Now I just need to get it to show on stream. Where's my buttons? Okay, I literally had it right next to me. Oh, it won't show yet. I need to do the dumb thing. Here we go. Okay, we got it. I fixed the link. It was missing the /w/. That's what it was missing. I figured it out though. I got it. So we can do the one review. While I'm here, I am going to change that to just be the one for now. So, because I think it's still on 3. So I'm going, oh god. Change it to 1. Change it to 1. Change it to 1. Not 4. No. Hold on, so what's this? What is this? No! That's not the flag! No! God, we'll do the flag after the review. Or after the showcase. God damn it! No! No fish. No fish. Okay. So this is Dazzly Cat's article, which is Pirates Yo! Seafaring. This is a sequel to the article that I reviewed on last Flag world building stream at basically the exact same time. So hey, we're continuing the trend. Where, you know, if you stole the boat, you whoosh. Yes? I think there are mountains. I'd have to check. I'll check after this. I'll pull up the topographical, and I'll check how mountainous it is, because I don't remember. Okay, so this is Pirates Yo! Seafaring. So, we're sailing away. This Jamaica grows ever smaller on the horizon as the wind chaser sails on. The survivors from under the mountain sit huddled on the deck, while the remaining crew tend to the ship. Talking to the survivors. Ah, ooh, hey. Colors. I mean, that's a great question. That's part of what the streaming is me just trying to figure out what colors to use. It's not mountain fish. God damn it! What is it with y'all and fish? I don't even like fish. If the party talks with the survivors, they can learn more details, though no one yet knows where the wind chaser is headed. The details are given in an order, but you can freely mix the order as they ask questions, though the DC cannot be changed, so well, that's the mechanical stuff. The first bit learned is that Kaya Island was sinking towards the Shark Feather Abyss. Second is the Shark Feather Abyss is named after the Shark Feather clan of sea devils, some of the locals of less repute trade with. Right, so those are the sea devils from the previous article. The Shark Feather clan and the Jamaica have always been at odds over the annual shark hunting tournament, though it has not been so contentious to stop the under-the-table trading between them. The clan has recently gained a new young matriarch called Zolchia, Zulchia. There are rumors that Zulchia became matriarch using a magic scepter. And finding a way to go beneath the waves, take away that scepter is most important, or all land peoples are doomed. Ooh, fancy. Right, once the questioning is done, continue. So, seagulls squawk and fly about the ship. The crew is preparing to look to the stars now that the ship is clear of the clouds around Jamakaya. As night starts to settle about you, the crew herds everyone below and into the hold, where some of the crew had worked hard to make room for survivors. And this is the long rest time. You get that. Wake up, travelers! The voice of one of the sailors calls out, waking you from your slumbers. He leads you back up onto the deck, where another sailor is scooping out beans into bowls, while another is handing out pieces of hardtack and wooden mugs of cool, unsugared tea. The sun is barely above the horizon. You can just make out the docks of a port on an island. Fish with rams. What is it with you on fish? You're killing me here, man. I can't do complicated visuals. I'm not good at the program. It doesn't work like that. Once the heroes have eaten, continue. Oh, and approaches. He's really trilling his R there. Double PR, not double P double R. Goatfish. No, I'm not putting Capricorn on my thing. No. God damn it. Captain 4 will see you now. This way. Sarah leads you to the captain's cavern. Captain's cabin. Hello. Pisces. That's just a fish. No, that's two fishes? No. God. You put a country on a lake and it's all fish with y'all. Do most countries put their primary export on their flag? Because in that case, the flag of my country would literally just be like a sheep covered in coal dust. And that's not what my country's flag looks like. Like Australia's flag is not just sheep covered in dust. Because that's what we do. I'm pretty sure, maybe it's beef. We either export lamb, beef, or like coal. That's what we do. And then like uranium, I guess. But mostly coal. That's our thing, it's coal. A flag is not made out of coal. Well, yeah, it usually crosses the stars, yeah. True. The sailor escorts you to the captain's cabin, where you see a Gani hunched over a wide table. A cat-like person, okay. She is puzzling over a map pinned to the tabletop by a half-dozen knives. A claw gleams in the lantern light as she traces along the map with her finger. The Gani glances up at you with amber eyes and gives you a sharp-toothed smile that is both cheerful and unsettling. Ah, welcome. You are the heroes from the docks, yes? True, crusts with more complex, which is an issue because I can't make complex crusts. That doesn't work. Ah, it's stats. I don't need stats. Leave stats. Okay, so have you heard the rumors? Woo. And she can offer to pay you 500 gold. Give me the fair share. She will endure the time it takes to find a buyer, arrange a meet, risk treachery, we're getting paid, etc. Okay. And she'll pay the party 500 if they get the scepter and they give it to her. When she's made the pitch, she continues. We are about to dock in Tangeray. Return to the Wind Chaser by tomorrow if you are willing to come along. By then I will have solved our getting down into the depths problem. Whether you are here or not, at the dawn of the day after tomorrow, I sail back to Jama. And Tangeray is a pirate trade town on an unnamed crescent island where merchant ships can buy very discounted goods if they ask no questions. Fancy. And it's pirates. Oh. Okay. If the pirate decides not to, they can book passage on a merchant ship that sails to Swamp Shoal Point for 25 gold per hero. Otherwise, Tangeray is a good place to offer them some adventure hooks as well. Either way, this choice will end this adventure. 2 weeks later, the party will hear of the heroic deeds of Captain Fourhearts and her mighty crew aboard the Wind Chaser, who served who saved everyone from the terrible sea devil witch. In places of ill repute, rumors will spread of Captain Four Hearts trading the scepter for a mysterious prize that some whisper was more than wealth. Ooh, interesting. I do like that it is possible to just end the adventure. Let's see this crest and how complicated it is. I'm terrified. What do we have? Oh, it's just a generator. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Right. You just do the shenanigans. Just go. Then you just hit make. And it looks like that. Okay. Gotcha. I mean, that's not like... That's not the kind of complex I always think, because, like, the more complex is when they start, dividing it into, like, 50 parts. And they put, like, 70 different crests on the one crest, because all the families get married and they merge, and it's like... Like, I'm pretty sure that the, like, crests of a bunch of places in Australia are just messes, because it's, like, 7 bits connected to each other. Okay, staying in Tanqueray. The party could simply camp outside the town till it's time for them to leave and return to the Wind Tracer. No, when it's time for them to leave Tanqueray and return to the Wind Chaser. This would have them sleeping out in the weather and finding their own food, but it costs nothing. They can check the ooh, that's fun. I like that you have the option to just make it awful. Awful, but they take 1 HP damage. And they get an exhaustion point unless they put up a tent. Nice. Let's see, what do we get? We get the best one. Clear skies and a warm breeze. Strong enough to get the bugs at bay. Oh yeah, they ruin flags, logos, and thumbnails. They're a mess. I meant to close that. I didn't mean to roll again. Finding food. And again the next day if they don't get food. They can do foraging. Let's see if we find good food. We found oranges and coconuts. If we're hunting, we found enough fish. Success. Yeah, flies can't be they can be too complicated if you want to specifically make a bad flag. And sometimes having flags that aren't necessarily perfect is not a problem in world building. But you don't want it to be just a complete mess. Generally speaking, you want it to be fairly straightforward. Yeah, battles of cancer, yeah, pretty much. You can stay at a rowdy inn, anchors away, for an upkeep that covers the place to sleep, food, drinks, and costs 2 silver, I assume silver or SP, per hero each day. Ooh, see how oh god. Let's see how this stay goes. Let's see how badly my stay is. Oh, the 49. So a very pretty or handsome barmaid or barman of the same species as the hero flirts with them. If I tip and am nice, they'll be amorous. I can spend the night with them. If the hero spends the night with them, the hero wakes up in the morning with all their money gone, and the barmaid is long gone. This can be averted only if the hero specifically mentions protecting their coins in some way. I like that. I like all these options for just having an awful night happen to you. Oh, if you lose, you get called a milksop. Oh, devastating. Oh, I love that. There's a couple of shops to purchase items. That's nice. Okay. Fleas! Ah! No, not the fleas. Not the fleas! Alright, return to Kyre Isle. You return to the way... Okay, we need to be consistent about the name here. Isn't it? I thought it was wind, not wave. Yeah, it's Wind Chaser. But you put it as Wave Chaser in this quote here. So you return to the Wind Chaser, where the crew treats you as friends, even as they lead you back down into the hold. From 2 hanging lanterns, you find that you each now have a hammock and a blanket. 1 barrel strapped to the hold is empty and available for you all to stow your gear. The rest of the day passes leisurely aboard the Wind Chaser until supper time, when everyone is served beans, hardtack, and unsugared tea that has been warmed in the sun. After supper, Captain 4 insists everyone get to sleep as she intends to leave at dawn. You can come and go, but anyone on board at dawn will be left behind, which, oh god. Oh god, oh no. Dawn comes with a sailor waking you up and leading you all up on deck for more beans, hardtack, and cold unsugared tea. After breakfast, Captain 4 shouts orders that has the sailors rushing about the deck with orderly purpose. The wind chaser slips away from the docks and gets underway, smooth and fast. Once the ship is out of Tanqueray Harbour, Captain 4 orders you all to swab the deck. Swab. Not swap. Swab, I think. Swab? Swab. Yeah. Buckets and mops are handed out. Not until noon do you finish swabbing the deck. Finally, you can relax and enjoy the sunshine. Yeah, swab. Yeah, with a B. As opposed to swap the deck. We're gonna swap the deck. We're gonna flip it over. The afternoon passes as just another quiet day on the sea until there's a shout from the sailor up in the crow's nest. Ship ho! Then after a few moments, yells again. She's flying a parley. Is that the way you pronounce parley? Parley? Parley. Captain 4 steps out onto the deck and scowls up at the sailor in the crow's nest. Keep watching her weapons. The moment she begins to load, I want to know. Yeah, play parlay. Okay, I wasn't sure. Parlay. I haven't watched Pirates of the Caribbean recently, so I can't remember how they say it in that movie. That's my only reference for that word. Captain? Sailor calls down, goes back to watching. Captain 4 turns to everyone else on deck. Reduce sail, then prepare for trouble. Keep your hands off your weapons and your weapons sheathed. A chorus of aye aye, Captain, comes from the crew. Nodding approvingly, Captain 4 returns to her cabin. Oh yeah, it's always bad French. I can't pronounce French anyway. I can't even do good French. It's all bad French. Parlez. Parlez. You know, we're gonna parlez. The party can prepare however they wish, etc. It takes an hour for the other ship to draw near once the crew has shortened sails, slowing the wind chaser. No call comes from the crow's nest. As the ship gets so near, you can clearly see its mangonels are not loaded and no sailors are near those weapons. Je parlais avec toi. Je parlais avec... No, that's a different song. Je parlais avec toi. Yeah, something like that. I'm about 50% of the way there. You would not believe me if I said I won French poetry once. I was good at speaking French when I was like 12. As the ship pulls alongside the wind chaser in a maneuver to parley under their white flag. The white flag is suddenly lowered as a new flag with skull and crossbones goes up. Rappel boarders, Captain 4 yells as 6 sailors from the other ship swing aboard the wind chaser. As the crew surges to meet the boarders, 6 more enemy sailors swing aboard. 3 of them run for the helm. Captain 4 turns to you, the ones closest to the helm. Defend the helm, don't let them take control of the wind chaser, and then she leaps into the fray. And so then we have battle! And there should be, there's 6 wind chaser sailors and 9 Guinea pirates. So 7 sailors from the ship in total, plus 9 pirates, and then 3 are coming towards you. There should be 1 less Guinea for the number of heroes in the party. If more pirates are needed, then increase the number of pirates. That's, fair enough, do the math. Battle occurs. Ooh, okay, hold on. So, to run the fray in the background, make 2d20 rolls. 1 for the wind chaser who gets +5, and 1 for the Guinea who gets +3. Highest total wins that round. If wind chaser wins, 1 pirate dies. And if the Guineas win, 1 wind chaser sailor dies, or Captain 4 takes 11 hit points. 2 arms! And if all the attackers die, the sailors get to a ballista and start firing on the ship, and then Captain 4 will join the party. Okay. And see what we get. Hey! So that's 1 pirate down. Oop, that's 1 sailor down. The battle will continue somewhere else. That's not my problem. There's a whole mess in there. Oh god, there's a lot happening. A lot of combat. Because this goes on, there's a lot. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna have to speed through so I can actually work on the second flag. And the episode of Star Trek Discovery I watched last night has given me a new idea for a new 5e monster. Ooh, interesting. There's a lot of inspiration in sci-fi and in other media in general to just pull in. Full initiative. They have the same initiative. You can arrange them. There's advantages and stuff. Miss by more than 5 points. It hits. Ooh, I like that. I like having that option too. Called the Terror Shade. Uh-oh. That sounds spooky already. I don't like that. And then behind the Guinea Pirates running through helm. Okay, so there's a pirate first mate who's joined the party. Oh no. For the rounds, normal continue. If the first mate is killed, all the remaining pirates will get out of here. Is it fear? I am afeared. I am very afeared. If the pirates win, the party is taken captive and locked in the hold. Captain 4 hearts, if alive, taken aboard. This ends the adventure for your party and leads to another that you choose. Who would have thought getting taken captive would cause things to happen? Your notes are: shadowy creature with glowing eyes, kelp-like tendrils. Tendril attack of 10 feet. A terror stare, which is a wisdom save or d10 psychic damage. Oh no. Oh no. Living shadow kelp. Yeah. And once combat's won, you toss the pirates overboard. And then, they get... If the sailors die, they get to do cool things. They do some singing. You have a tune. Hell yeah. I don't know the tune of Hoist the Colors, so I will not sing the tune, but I assure you it's cool. I just don't know the tune, and I'm not gonna play it on stream, so I'll probably get copyrighted, so let's not do that. I'm not gonna learn the tune now. And then they'll set it on fire. Well, that rules. And the pirate ship's long gone. You eat your supper, but you also get some ale. Nice. And then you rest. You get a long rest for the night. We're back at Kaya Isle. Kaya Isle. And we've arrived. Still dark. And you can see the mainland and Jama, which looks to still be standing and empty of folks. And they probably fled. And the water is murky and marked with scraps of driftwood. Ooh. Perception. If they can succeed, you see the movement. Oh no! Oh no. And there's some sea devils and a... What? Hold on a minute. So, sea devils. And then close behind them are 2 horrible creatures made of a dead human and crab mashed together. Hold on. Ugh. Ew. I don't like that head. No. Ew. Gross. Ew. Ewies. Ewy. Ewy. Yuck. They all climb aboard. So it's +2 sea devils and +1 scepter for every 3 heroes in the party. Okay. And add sailors to fight the party as needed. Alright. Yep. See you, Siobhan. Have fun lurking. One of the scepter zombies is killed. The sea devils will leap overboard. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, we're fetching gear. We're fetching gear. To helmets that look to be buckets with window panes in the front, and an underskin net piece that's got a watertight bottom. Allows you to breathe sweet air. It's a constant ability. Okay, so 4 has to stay on board, but she sends you down. Get on the water. 120 feet. Hot damn. Hot damn. So dimly reaches the bottom. It's wedged precariously at the end of an underwater trench that must be shocked by the abyss. Skeletal frameworks of the bungalows and buildings still mostly stand, and the remains of the people float about. Sea devils kneel on the floor of the sunken isle before another sea devil wearing a seaweed headdress who is chanting in a gurgling language. She is flanked by more of the zombies as she raises her scepter. The bodies of a dead beachgoer and a dead war crab near her suddenly twine? Suddenly twine. I'm not sure what word twid is supposed to be. And also, suddenly is misspelled. It's suddenly. So it's suddenly. I'm twitch. Okay, because I was about to say I thought it was like writhe or something. Okay, so twitch. They twitch and swirl together until bits of them fall back to the sea floor, and there's another zombie. As many sea devils as heroes +1, kneeling before the matriarch. 1 scepter zombie for every 3 heroes in the party. Flanking, so that means that if you have a party of 4, there is 5 sea devils plus Zulichia, and then there's 2 scepter zombies. Am I following that correctly? Because she had 1 already, and then she summoned 1 just then, so she has 2. I assume. Yeah. Okay. Cool. The zombies are the fighting. When 1 scepter zombie dies, a sea devil swims away. So the sea devils will fight until the matriarch dies, after which they all flee. Okay. And after the battle, the only loot to collect is Zolichia's headdress and the scepter. Back aboard the Wind Chaser. 2 and she makes a 3rd if you have 3. She makes a 3rd? Hold on. If it's a party of 4... Because it says there's 1 scepter zombie for every 3. So if I have a party of 4, that's only 3. That's only 1 scepter zombie plus 1 more, which she creates. She creates that second zombie. Or is it like every 3 means like 3, and then 4 is like each like set of these like group of 3. So like so from 1 to 3, 1 scepter zombie. 4 to 5, and 4 to 6, it's 2 scepter zombies. Every 3. Okay. Something like that. It's figure outable. Back aboard the Wind Chaser, Captain Fourheart's true to her word and pays you that cash money. And she tells them she's sailing for Swamp Shoal Point, and then otherwise sets them ashore at Jama, whenever they choose the end of the adventure. Excellent. Fun. And then there was stuff up here. The intro. To possible conclusion, not a standalone adventure. Background. The Wind Chaser is really a pirate ship, led by Captain Fourhearts, female Genny as tough as they come. She has taken the name Fourhearts from the 4 spots on her fur that resemble hearts, and refuses to ever say her real name. And not even her closest friends and most loyal crew know her real name. She has very good reasons. The same reasons are why she has a crew of humans and no other Genny. Taking on the survivors was against her better judgment, she couldn't bring herself to let them die. The more she thinks on it, the more certain she is this might just be something she can use to her advantage. Ooh. And then, they're aboard the Wind Chaser, spend the night in Tanqueray, join the fun. Nice! I like it. I like there's all these adventures that you've plotted out. They're very interesting. Because you've got the very simple starting, like, core idea, like, island sinks. Oh shit. And then you've built from that quite well. And there's a lot of variety in how, the player's time and actions. And if they, if you miss too bad, it hits the people. And if you don't miss, you don't hit the other people, which is good. I like the variety and, like, the consequences of the actions. Yeah. See you, Stretch! See you around. Oh god, my hair is a mess. What the? Oh god. There's chaos in the back. Normal in the front. Nightmare in the back. Okay. We have read the article, which means I now need to... There we go. We've made it back. We've made it back to the flag town. Which means that for the next 15 minutes of stream, we can flag again. But, on God, no fish. No worries. It was a lot of fun. I do like reading articles. Articles are fun. I have switched it just down to 1, but that can always change in, like, world building days. Okay, I need to scroll back up to what we were saying about flag, which is mostly just fish. Oh, right, question was mountains. Is there mountains? I don't remember. Where is it? Where is Dora? Nope, I can't spell the word Dorasin. Oh no, oh god, whatever. Just open the page, it's fine, I'll open the page. My apples. Okay, does Varzachath have mountains? I don't know. I don't think it had that many mountains. That's probably going to take ages to load, isn't it? Oh no, it's going to take ages. It's going to be quicker if I just do it the hard way, isn't it? Okay, maps. Here we go. Okay. No to mountains. Does not have any mountains. So that's one thing. No mountains, not really. Like, you know, it's higher up, but it's not really mountainous there. It's fairly chill. Fairly flat. I'm gonna close Thrasen before it lags my computer. I'm gonna close that article. Don't have that problem. So that's interesting about the fish. That's something about iron, which could be an interesting color. But the country's name... Sand penguins. No! What? Sand penguins? I don't even know how I would draw that. Especially in this program, which I'm not good at using. That just sounds... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Shit. Let me into the correct layer, please. Oh god. Oh, shit. There's too many layers. What the hell is this sand? Oh, for God's sakes. This mouse is giving me hell. I need to make a note. Hold on. I'm gonna make a note. I've forgotten 2 things I need to do today. I need to make a note so I don't forget to do them tomorrow. Because I can't do them tonight, so I'll do it tomorrow. Where's... God damn it. Need to make... Let's say 2 p.m. No, just 2 p.m. flat. 2 p.m. flat. Where'd it go? Oh god. My clock app is dying. Okay, here we go. Alright. Replace mouse, battery, and replace bedroom light bulb. There we go. I have set the alarm, now I won't forget. Ideally. I've forgotten to replace the light bulb for like 2 days now. Not in this room, in my actual bedroom. I forgot to replace the light bulb. Okay, so... Barzahath. Land of the Light of Joy. What does that even mean? I feel like it's just star map again, the 17th one of them. So many maps with stars on them. Dude. When in doubt, put a star on it. That's how you make a flag, man. You just put stars on it. Dancing? Well, I guess dancing is like... You would have to say that from joy. Again, how do you draw that? On a flag? On a flag, though. Okay, I understand how you got there. I don't know how to put that. Or even a color scheme. I have not figured out a color scheme for that. Oh god, there's too many flags. I don't know how to make a dancer silhouette. And I also don't think you'd put that on a flag. I don't think people would put, like, isn't there only like one flag in the entire world that has people on it? Like actual people? Because one of them. And it's because they put their coat of arms on the flag. Couldn't tell you which flag that is. But I'm pretty sure there's this single flag in real human Earthland with a person on it. Flag with people. The flag of Belize is the only country to have humans depicted as a major design element. Though, of course, the flag of Malta has an image of St. George on it. Okay. Gotcha. And a couple of territories depict flags. Some have hands, some have faces. Don't really have people, though. I don't think I would put a silhouette of a person on a flag. Not like... This isn't like the Olympics where you need, like, little graphics of people. I don't know. I will hydrate. Here we go. Hydration, good. Water is good. Well, yeah, national flags. Looking purely national flags. Regional flags are wild. Like, we've established that, aside from the flag of the Northern Territory, basically every flag in Australia is bad. I will caveat that with, I think Norfolk Island's flag looks okay. Norfolk Island has an okay flag. That's it, though. And some US state flags are also not good. Because the US state flags that have humans in them, it's because they took their coat of arms and just slapped it on. They put the seal, sorry, they put their seal on it, which is basically the same thing. And I'm not... For one, I don't really have the ability to make a seal in the style of like a US state seal in this program, because I like to use vectors for this stuff. Secondly, I wouldn't want to. Seals on bedsheets are ugly flags. Yeah, collection of bad flags. US state flags. Some of them are not good. Some of them are just kind of boring, and some of them are good. The good ones are like New Mexico and like Colorado, I think. Is it Colorado that has this? No, that's Chicago's flag. Sorry. No, that is Colorado. Colorado is the one that has a C flag, right? And in Chicago, the city flag has a really nice flag. Chicago city flag is a good flag. The flag's cute. I just remembered New Mexico had a good flag. Because it's like funky. A looter of flute. Ooh. Yeah, Colorado's the big C. Yes! Colorado's flag is good. Colorado has a good flag. New Mexico's is cool. Other states also have good flags, but I don't remember most of them. I like, I don't hate the new flag of... Not Georgia. Is it Georgia? No. Whichever state got a new flag in November, because they had a Confederate flag, and they voted in a new flag. I don't hate their flag. Their new flag is nice. I mean, it has text on it, and I'm like, ugh. But I'm like, it looks okay. Like, aside from that, it looks fine. Hold on. I can figure it out if I Google. Mississippi! Mississippi's flag looks okay. I like the new Mississippi flag. It is Mississippi. Aside from the text, I like Mississippi's new flag, which I can shut up. If I literally just do the thing that I did before, which is where I just do this. Mississippi's new flag. This looks nice. I like this. The flag is neat. I like it. A few too many stars, and I don't like text on flags, but it looks nice. And that's what's important. Mississippi's flag is a good flag. It's a good flag. If I looked at their other US states, where do I find US state flags? Let's see how bad most... I know most of them are just fairly boring. Not the United States flag. Yeah. Oh, no. I don't want that one. I just want this one. Yes. Oh, boy. Oh, come on, Pinterest. God damn it, I hate Pinterest. I hate Pinterest so much. I hate Pinterest. Okay, sure. Okay, so the answer is Alabama's is boring, but you know, you can't really go wrong with that. Alaska, good. Arizona, I wish that the star was not orange, but that's about it. I don't hate it. Arkansas, you got rid of the text, it's fine. California, again, text, but also it's California. Like, I play New Vegas, I have to like California's flag, it's just required. Colorado, good. Connecticut, bad. Delaware, bad. Florida, it's just Alabama with a seal on it. Gross. Georgia, fine. Hawaii, wild. But I don't hate it. Well, I kind of hate it. I hate the Union Jack on other flags. But other than that. Idaho, bad. Illinois, bad. Indiana, that's nice. Iowa, I don't know what's going on there. Kansas, ew. Kentucky, ew. Louisiana, ew. Maine, ew. Maryland's a little too complicated for me, but I don't hate it, per se. It's just a little bit, it's a little bit much. I feel like pick one or the other. I feel like either of the parts of that flag on its own would look nice. Either the weird, like, checkerboard or, like, the red and white. Together, it's a bit messy for me. Massachusetts, ew. Michigan, ew. Minnesota, ew. Mississippi, we changed that, but the old flag was ugh. Missouri, no. Montana, no. Nebraska, no. Nevada, no. New Hampshire, no. New Jersey, no. New Mexico, hell yeah. New York, ew. North Carolina, North Dakota, ew. Ohio, Ohio's is nice. I like Ohio. I like their, the swallowtail. That's pretty neat. That's the only reason it's cool, is because it's got a funky shape. But I don't hate the triangle or, like, the basic design of it either. Oklahoma, ew. Oregon, ew. Pennsylvania, ew. What the hell's happening? Ew. Pennsylvania's is gross. Rhode Island? Oh, that's kind of cute. South Carolina? I like it more than the other ones, I guess, but not by much. South Dakota, ew. Tennessee? Well, I don't know what the one random stripe is doing. So I feel like I have to say ew. Well, it's not ew, it's just kind of Texas, the better version of North Carolina. Good. Utah, ew. Vermont, ew. Virginia, ew. Washington, ew. West Virginia, ew. Wisconsin, ew. Wyoming, not awful. Wyoming's fine. So I think by metric, that's about half ew, about 7 and then like, I don't know, what's the math on that one? That would make 18 yeses, that's not true. It's probably closer to like 75% bad. So let's say like 30. I don't like seals. I don't like seals. I do not like seals on flags. I do not. Because you can't draw that. Because one of the things of flag design is you should be able to draw it. That's why I don't like the Australian flag either. Because, like, one of the issues with the Union Jack is that it's a fine flag on its own. On its own, it's fine. When you just put a smaller version of it in the corner of a flag, that shit's... what? Because then you have to draw that and the rest of the flag. And then when you add into that Australia's flag is, like, identical to New Zealand's, it's just like... Like, there's an Australian flag flying in my neighborhood, like, just up the road, and it literally has the word Australia printed along the far end, because the people who were selling it were like, well, we have to distinguish between this and New Zealand because they look the same. And there are differences. New Zealand has red stars and doesn't have the one underneath the Union Jack, but the point is, flag simple good, which is why Alabama's is boring but competent. And Colorado's is just good. Because you just draw a big red C, you color the middle in with yellow, and you put some blue lines, you're like, I've drawn Colorado. You know? And by some of them, I'm like, yeah, I kind of see it. Like, so, like Wyoming has a seal on it, but it's fine. Because if you just remove the seal, it would be, it's got an ox on it. That's the rules. That's not an ox, is it? That's a buffalo. It's a buffalo. Sorry, we don't have buffaloes in Australia. I just don't like seals. Bison. Damn it! Shit! Every other possible mammal that it could be. Pick every other one. Ah, oh, jeez. I got closer with buffalo. I'm like, you know, California's bear's a little too detailed, but like it's California. Bison and buffalo are the same thing. Okay. I wasn't sure. Like, some of the seals don't look awful, but most of them are just blue seal and they put text on it. And I'm like, you've committed 3 cardinal sins. These are all the same flag. They're all the same. You can't tell these apart, which is why they have text on them. If they didn't put their names on them, you wouldn't know. That's why they're bad flags. You can't tell them apart. Meanwhile, you look at New Mexico and you're like, hell yeah, it's New Mexico, baby. Because it's the only one that looks like that. That's why New Mexico's flag is awesome. This is why I have to keep agonizing over colors and why I prevent myself from doing black, white, blue anymore. Otherwise, they all look the same. No more of my flags can have black, white, blue, or only black, white, blue. I've forbidden that now because there's too many of them. Flags are complicated. Flags are not easy. Oh god, I've got notifications everywhere. Oh, Jesus. Oh god. Oh yeah, there was a ping from like an hour ago that I didn't read. Oh god. Oh no. I do have to check. What am I checking? No. I mean, it depends on the region, really. It depends on the flag as to what the colors mean. Because some places, like, for instance, like, on the Australian flag, the blue means, like, the ocean and shit. But on Estonia's flag, the blue means the sky. That kind of thing. They have different meanings depending on the flags. And I've written about a handful of the flags in my setting where the colors have been given explicit meanings, which vary between areas, obviously. Some of them I haven't given meanings to, and probably should. Because I haven't written about all of the flags. Some of them I just design and then I think about it later, which is unfortunate. Which is why in my little notepad list of all of the flags that I'm working on, I've listed what it means. Because I'll have a thought process when I'm designing them, and then I'll forget to write it down, come back 2 months later when I finally write about the country and go, uh-oh, I forgot the flag. What does it mean? So that's why I have notes this time. This time I've written notes down. Flags are hard. I'm sure there are some, like, general themes, right? Some general themes. That's the wrong Chrome tab. No. Flag colors. Meaning. Red symbolizes haughtiness and valor. I think that's a specific country. That's a specific country's flag. That's nonsense. A load of baloney. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So you can have, like, yellow generosity, white purity and light, red strength and battle, blue truth and loyalty, purple royalty and justice. Justice? Sure. Orange ambition, green joy and hope, white grief and sadness. And then a bunch of symbols. I don't know what the hell a cinquefoil is. And stars, noble person, excellence. Right, okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, alright. That basically tracks. Basically. I follow the logic, in essentially. For most of it. Most of it. And so, like, some of that I could possibly, like, for instance, the fact that it says green is joy and hope, I could possibly... Oh, cinquefoil. Oh, it's pronounced cinquefoil. That doesn't explain why it's hope and joy, it's just a flower, but I guess flowers do be like that. But that could be something I work with, like, green and yellow, maybe. Green and yellow might be good colors for Varzahat's flag. Because that kind of makes sense. That those two kind of track together. The main thing is just not blue, black, and white together on the flag with no other colors. That's all I'm avoiding. All I'm avoiding is just those 3 colors in isolation because there's too many of them. That could work though. Interesting. Interesting. I'll leave that up. But, so it is now 1 o'clock. It's actually 1:05 now. which means it's actually time to head off to raid, which means we are going to be raiding as per usual. Yeah, it's common flower. Not in this country, which makes sense. It's, you know, European conventions. So in Europe, common flower. Yeah, the flower itself is a meaning. That makes sense. That makes sense. But since it is 105, I'm actually run overtime a little bit. So as per usual, we'll be rating RPG Dinosaur Bob. So obviously, thank you all very much for coming. Our raid call is, as ever, get ready, and you can claim the emote using the toast points, which now has an emote. I've put an image. The toast points now have toast. It has a toast image. It's literally just the toast from the toast emote, but without the fire, the face, or the arms. It has actual toast now. And you can also customize. I need to modify this emote before we go. What's the best way to modify this emote? Sunglasses this time. Because I have limited points. So yes, thank you all very much for coming. I only got one flag done, but that's okay, because there's plenty of time to do more flags, let me tell you. Oh boy. Hope you all had a lovely time, and then you continue to have a lovely day, whatever it is that you choose to do with it, whether that's, you know, sleep, or, you know, continuing to well build, or drawing, or etc. And I will see you all around. Goodbye. Bye-bye.